What's up, guys? We're going to have a reality chat about this most recent episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Just wanted to talk about a few things that I saw that I really just wanted to discuss and get your thoughts on the situations. Okay, so we all know that this fight between Candace and Monique was just like the highlight of the season. And honestly, if it wasn't for this fight that happened between Monique and Candace, then it really wasn't a whole lot else to talk about. I mean, seriously. And so Karen, who is a good friend to Monique, and I guess she considered herself a friend to Candace also, and Candace considered Karen a friend, it's now looking a lot more like Karen is not being 100% honest with everybody. And in previous episodes, to me at least, it looked like Karen was just trying to be the bigger person and not wanting to be so much in the middle. But I wanted to ask you guys, just based on this most recent episode with what happened, do you think that Karen is just tired of being in the middle, or is she just messy? Because look, she had the launch of her, well, she's saying her wig line. And I don't know, like, what is it about all of these housewives? And I know it's more than housewives that are getting the makeup line and the hair line and the wig line and the clothing line and the whatever. It's just like they're all on almost like one trick ponies. And I don't care about people starting businesses. And I'm like, more power to you, especially if you have the platform that you can market to people. Like, it's good for them. But if you are just a connoisseur of it and you don't really have the knowledge and the expertise behind it, then why is it your business? Why are you calling it your business? Because look, with this situation, with this wig line, and it was funny because you know how Bravo can be shady, and they definitely come with the previous clips from previous seasons if they've got that footage. Karen was not known for her hair. She was not known for good hair, shall we say. Hair looking good. I don't even want to say good hair, but she wasn't known for hair looking good. And now, for the past couple of years, her hair has been a bit more on point. There's been a couple of questionable units that she's worn, but it happens. You can't always get it right. But she's got an amazing stylist now, hairstylist, who does these wigs. And so now she's got the La Dame wig line, which is an extension of a company called RPG Show. And I'm familiar with the RPG Show hair unit line because I've never ordered anything from them myself, but I actually have a few clients that purchase hair units from that company all the time, and they've talked about how that company has really great quality hair units that they sell there. So with this venture that she has now, which is great, it's great business, but she's calling it her business, La Dame, but is she really just the face of it, or is it her actual company? Is it her baby? And I know that it really isn't any of our business, and it can be whatever it is between her and whoever she is involved with when it comes to this business venture, when it comes to the contracts, the agreements, the financial backing, the face of it, whatever. That is their business. It's none of our business really, and it is all between them and their business. But my question is it really her business? And does it have to be her business? Can't she just come out and say, look, I am the face of the brand. I am the face and head of the brand, because I mean, she's wearing the units and she wears them pretty well. She's been rocking it. But is it actually her company? Because she's knocked Giselle for her now defunct makeup line, Every Hue Beauty, which did come and go. And a lot of people really didn't know that it just went like that. And so Karen's made mention of it. Rightfully so, in my opinion, because definitely Giselle has tried to come for Karen on more than a few occasions and episodes, so she's got the right to clap back if she feels like it, especially if it's something that's legitimate. And so when Karen has made mentions of her now defunct business or her questionable relationship with Jamal Bryant, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, then it's like it's fair game. All's fair in love and war, so it's fair game. But I just want to know, you guys, like, what do you think? Do you believe that this is actually her company, or is she just the face of it? And there's nothing wrong with being the face of it, because you can get paid really, really well to quote unquote just be the face of something. I mean, look, Megan Thee Stallion, she's going to be the face of a number of different brands, and they're not her companies, but she's going to be getting paid absolutely well for being the face of these brands. So that goes without saying. So is it actually her company, or is she just the face of it? My opinion is she's really just the face of it. And when you look at the packaging, it looks like something that may be more like a joint venture / the face of the brand, more so than it being her company, because RPG Show is a reputable hair brand that has been around for many, many years now. And so to put LaDame and RPG Show on the packaging, to me, it looked more like a joint venture / face of the brand sort of thing, because she has no knowledge about this stuff. She just wears them, and she has somebody that does her hair, creates the units, and does all of that back end work. So I don't believe that it's actually her company. Like, I mean, I'll give you an example. I have my own skincare line. I'm a licensed esthetician. I started my own skincare line many years ago, actually back in 2017. I'm not sitting in the kitchen making the products, but because I have the knowledge of the ingredients that I want to have in my skincare products to see changes on people's skin, to treat certain skin conditions and those different things like that, I know what I'm doing, but I'm not sitting and mixing the batches in my kitchen or in a warehouse or whatever. No, I have done the research, done the back end work, created the design of the products, the name of the company I created, the branding of the company I created, all of the skincare products that are in the skincare line. I did all of the back end research for the products that I wanted to have, the ingredients that the products needed to have for the skin conditions and issues that I wanted to be able to treat. And that makes it my business. And I also made the investment in it as well. What Karen is doing is not the same thing. And honestly, because she's got the name and the Bravo fame, then she may get further in this right now than I may be able to get with my products, simply because she's got the marketing there and the face than I do. So it is a smart move for that company to team up with somebody like her who does wear the hair. So all I'm saying is, I don't think it's actually her company. I just believe it's more of a joint venture / face of the brand sort of thing. But I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's a negative. I'm just saying the way she has presented it, it just doesn't sound real. And because you've got people on the show who are already looking for a reason to come at her and already looking for a reason to argue or have a disagreement or potentially a fight about something, then they're going to say, oh, she's a liar, it's not actually her company. And so that's why I wanted to talk about that and bring it up. Now, getting to Monique, back when the ladies minus Monique was in Portugal, Karen brought up this event that she was having for her new company, her hair line, that's her wig line. That's what she told the ladies. And the ladies, at first they were like, well, it's our first time hearing about it, but okay, yeah, we'll be there. But they asked her, is Monique going to be there? They came out and asked. A number of them asked. It wasn't just Candace. They came out and asked her, is Monique going to be invited? And Karen said no. Karen said no. And she said, because of the situation, I don't think that not even she would feel comfortable being there. And I don't want there to be any issues at my event. And so, no, she's not invited. I don't think it's a good idea. That's what Karen said. Well, in this episode, Ashley and Monique met up for lunch, and they were talking about the event, and unbeknownst to Ashley, based on what Karen said when they were in Portugal, Monique was going to be there. She had been invited. And you know how Ashley is. Ashley's like, well, that's not what Karen said. Actually, Karen said you were not invited. And Monique was like, well, I knew about this before you guys even knew about it. So, yeah, I definitely was invited. Monique wasn't upset about it. She actually kind of laughed it off. Well, at this event, of course, lo and behold, Monique is there. Monique is there before all of the other ladies. You could tell that Karen was so uncomfortable. And she, like, it was almost like she brought her in and snuck her in the side door and in the back and didn't want anybody to know that she was there. That was in this RHOP friend group. And then she gets text messages from Candace saying that she's running a few minutes late, but she's on the way. So apparently Karen had invited Candace to come early as well. So we don't know what the whole scenario is. I don't know if Karen had a thought to bring these two ladies together to try to get them to speak. I don't know. I don't think Karen is that dumb, because this was her event. And I don't think she would want to have any drama or issues, especially in a situation like that, where at the time, the two of them were in litigation because Candace had pressed charges and Monique countersued her. So I don't think that was the thing, but I don't know. But I'm like, I was cringing because I just could not understand why Karen told the ladies that she did not invite Monique, when all along she knew she had invited Monique. Maybe she just didn't think that Monique was going to come. I don't know. But it just was not a good look. And it made Karen look definitely like a messy person. It made her look other than what she wanted to look like. And I don't think Karen ever wants to look like a messy person. I actually believe she feels like of all of the ladies, Giselle is the messiest, and then Ashley comes in possibly second or third, if you want to say that Robin is on the same page as Giselle, or Robin is a step underneath Giselle. Either way, I feel like she feels like those three or two and a half are the messy chicks, and Karen wants to be seen as the one that's like just keeping it real, and she wants to feel like Monique just had a slip, a blackout, and this is not who she really is. And that is fine. It is fine to want to be friends with the person who is seen as doing something that was wrong, because none of us are perfect. And even though I said that Monique was wrong in putting her hands on Candace the way that she did, we're all human. We all fail. We all make, choices and decisions that are not the best to make. And I'm not going to continue to hold that over her head, because I've even said, even though that I felt Monique was wrong, I think Candace took it even further by going and pressing charges. I really don't feel like she should have taken it that far. And also just always bringing it up. You can't tell somebody who is hurt how to feel, but sometimes you got to learn when to stop talking about stuff. And when she's just always getting choked up and crying and talking about how she has to put sticky notes all around her house to just remind her that she's okay and she's going to be okay. It's like, girl, like nobody, held you at gunpoint and threatened to take your life. It's just not that serious. Even though your head might have been hurting from getting it slammed up against the table a few times, and getting that hand slammed in the back of, your head a few times. I get it, but I feel like her ego and her feelings were more hurt and bruised than her body. I'm just being serious, because she didn't have any black eyes or swollen areas that we could see that she presented after this fight. So with Karen making this situation look as messy as it did come out looking, she's just the one that's not going to be looking like she's in the wrong. So she leaves her event early. Her friends are still there, but she leaves her event early, and it's like, who does that? Who does that? So with her doing that, it just leaves more questions with the ladies. Like, okay, is she just uncomfortable being in the middle, or is she just a messy chick? Like, what is it? And so they had a little powwow outside the event, and Wendy just straight up let Candace know, like, look, she's not your friend. Anybody would do something like that, she's not your friend. Because even though Ashley wrote up a statement on Monique's behalf about Ashley's character, shall we say, based on previous situations that she's had with Candace, she even came out and said, look, I don't even really want to say this, but, and she was sharing with Candace and the ladies how Monique said that Karen invited her to the event, even though she told us in Portugal that she did not think it was a good idea to invite Monique, so she wasn't going to do it. So it makes her look like a liar. It just makes her look like a liar. And that's sad because I don't want her to look that way. But I don't know. I don't know if she just feels so in the middle that it's like when she's with this one, she can't say what she really wants to say. And when she's with this other, she's feeling a certain type of way, but she doesn't really want to come out and say 100% how she feels. So I get it. Being in the middle, it is a squeeze. It is an uncomfortable spot to be in. But you guys let me know what you think about that. All right. So the final thing I want to talk about is this photo shoot that Giselle is having, family photo shoot that she's having with her daughters and scheduled to be with her significant other, again, Pastor Jamal Bryant. Well, it's one of her daughters, Grace's birthday, and she took the girls out to birthday lunch. And at the birthday lunch, she brings up how they have a scheduled holiday spending time together with their dad. He's going to be coming up and spending the holidays with them. And of course, they did not look thrilled. They just don't like this guy. It's like, look, we know he's our dad. We know you want to start seeing him again and whatever. There's really no control we have over the situation. But like, don't try to force us to be around him. It's like, we know he's our dad, but we don't really want to be around him because we know what he's done to you in the past. And we just don't want to go through that again. And it's like that. It is like that. I mean, I know how it is. It takes time to get over hurt. Even if you've forgiven somebody, it doesn't mean that you want to be around that person. And just because Giselle has forgiven him and now she's in a place where she feels comfortable spending time with this dude doesn't mean that her daughters want to do the same thing. They may have forgiven him for the stuff that he's done and the shenanigans that he's ran on their mom, but they love their mom and they care about their mom and they don't want to see her go through that hurt again. And that's anybody that loves somebody and they're hurt by somebody. If that person chooses to forgive the person that hurt them, it doesn't mean that all of the other people in your life are going to want to be around that person. They may be okay with you wanting to be happy and trying things out again with this person, but that doesn't mean that they necessarily want to be around that person. And it's a hard situation because that's their dad. It's their dad. But she says, well, look, he's going to be here and there's really nothing you can do about it. And we've got this photo shoot we're going to be doing. So like, you better learn how to act and put on a happy face for the camera. It's pretty much what she was saying without saying those actual words. Well, it comes the day for the photo shoot and Pastor Jamal did not make it. His flight was delayed and he missed his flight to Baltimore or wherever they are. Potomac. Anyway, she puts on her strong, brave face at the photo shoot, and I think the girls are happy about it. They really could care less if he didn't make it. Actually, they were like, cool, we can just do this the way we wanted to do it in the first place. Because even Giselle said it's been a very, very, very long time since they did a family photo shoot that he was involved with. They were practically babies, still in their pull-ups or, learning to say mama, learning, to walk without falling down. Like they were still really, really young. And now they're young women. So this is a completely different era that they're in. And now he misses the flight. So her friend, who is her hairstylist, also, he was there, helping out with the hair and everything at the studio. And you could tell by the look on his face, his name is Kai. He just had a look on his face like, yeah, right. Yeah, I'm sure he missed his flight. Okay. So he calls Giselle on FaceTime. She answers the phone because right before she answered the phone and got the call, someone asked her, like, where is he? And she was like, I don't know where he is right now. Well, he calls and he said, look, I'm sorry. I tried to make it work. He just sounded so unconvincing. He really just sounded like he was just playing it for the camera and just trying to make it seem like he really did try to make the effort to be there, but oh well, it just didn't happen. And so she just kind of, cut him off real quick and then hung up the phone. I know that she could tell that he was just not being 100% honest with her, but hey, this is the guy that you want to try it again with, and you know who you're dealing with. You know who he is. And a zebra, they just have a hard time changing their stripes. It just doesn't happen. So as much as he wants to act like he wants to make it work again, I just don't know. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I feel like it's more of a storyline. She may have started catching feelings throughout this this charade of a relationship on the show, because that can happen too. It's almost like the movie Can't Buy Me Love, where the chick is dating this nerd. He's paying her to look like they're in a relationship together, and she's just doing it because she needs the money. But then along, the way during the time, she starts to catch feelings while he is like still going along with the agreement that, look, this is just a business arrangement. And once the time is up and we've come to the end of this, then it's over. And so it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Not saying that she's paying him to look like they're in a relationship together, but it is, in a way, essentially, it kind of is that, because he's getting more exposure from being on the show. It gets him more followers on his social media platforms, more people checking his church. And like I said before, I don't even believe he really wants to be a pastor. It's more of like an obligation, it feels like, to do the pastoral role versus what he seems to be more into, which is trying to become more of like a civil rights leader and a thought leader and having a huge presence on social media. That's what it seems like more to me. But you guys let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section. So guys, thanks for joining me for this reality chat. This is the Minister of Beauty, sharing the Bible. That's business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. And let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section. And until the next time, have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.